It's sort of alive. Well, it turned over. Back in the garage, back working on the 999, and today we're going to make some big progress. The exhaust is back from repair, so we can get the full exhaust system back on it, and then we're going to finish fitting the brake calipers, master cylinders and hoses from hell. It's a funny thing, we've done a lot of work on this bike and we've kind of got carried away fitting shiny stuff, but brake hoses are such a simple upgrade to your bike. Visually, you can make it look a lot nicer. They do loads of colours at hell. And also, if you've got kind of old, worn out rubber hoses that have gone soft, it's such a big improvement to put a nice braided brake hose on, and it gives it a really good feel. And the other little things you can do is things like fitting a banjo bolt to the master cylinder that's got a bleed nipple in it. Tiny little upgrade, but that bleed nipple helps you get the last little bit of air out the corner where the hoses come out, and will give you a much better braking feel. So there's lots of little things you can do like that without spending a fortune that just improve definitely the feel and to a degree the performance of your brakes. So yeah, I always like doing little upgrades like that. We're going to chuck those bits on today, bleed them all through, and then hopefully we'll have working clutch and brake, which will be one step closer to Ducati brum brum noises. But the Hell kit comes with all the fittings, which is nice. So you can get new banjo bolts, new copper washers, and they're all bent up to fit the standard levers. So all that's left is for me to try and remember which way the hoses go through the bike, particularly with the clutch hose. I've sort of consulted as many pictures as I can see in the pictures I took, and I think actually the clutch hose was in the wrong place on this bike, because it was just laid along the outside with a bodged cable tie on it, which maybe that's right. It didn't look right to me, and I can't really find any good sources on the internet to show me a picture in the quick look I had. So I'm going with put it in where I think it should go, and then I will wait till the rest of the bike is built before I bleed it, and then hopefully I got it right. I am just doing this by guesswork and figure it out. You could use the Hell barcode and look at the instructions, but I'm not that kind of guy. Not today. But you should be. You should absolutely do it properly, read the barcode, and don't struggle like I have. Right, new brake hose is on. Chuck the wheel in, bleed the brakes up, then it's ready for skids. Not wheelies yet, but it can at least then do skids. Yes, for those asking, I am still using the second-hand aluminium sprocket. I know that was traumatic for some people to see, and I apologise. But I'm still doing it. Okay, I don't know what else to say on the matter. People got very sad with me about reusing an aluminium sprocket, but sorry. I'm sorry if I upset you. I have done it lots. It will be fine. I'm pretty confident. Fresh Hell brake calipers, and as your new rear sets, and Motul RBF 660 racing brake fluid, which is proper fancy brake fluid. The advantage of it being the racing stuff is it's got a higher boiling point than normal fluid, which means you can get it hotter before it starts to cause a squishy lever, and also it's better even once it's got old and absorbs the moisture. It retains a lot more of its performance. So although you might think racing brake fluid is aimed at racing bikes, if you've got a bike that you don't ride very often and you don't actually change the brake fluid as often as you perhaps should, that's when putting that in is better, because it's going to last longer and give you braking performance without having to bleed it every 5 minutes. So little tip there, good stuff. So next job, hydraulic clutch on the Ducati, and we fitted a nice Hell new master cylinder, which is gorgeous, and a Hell brake line, or Hell hydraulic line to the clutch master cylinder to the slave cylinder. So I'm just going to give that a quick bleed up now. It's pretty simple really, just get the lid off, same sort of procedure as you do for the brake. There's a bleed nipple on the banjo bolt down at the clutch slave cylinder. Should be exciting, because then I'll be able to twist the throttle and pull the clutch and it'll feel like a proper bike. Baby steps. I know I've been avoiding doing the boring things like painting these, but I have got a box of shiny bits from R&G. It always feels good to put crash protection-y type stuff back on a bike that's been crashed. Could argue that's shutting the stable door once the horse is bolted, but yeah, we had ordered this stuff the other day. Quite excited by these because we're going to put those on the tank. These are the tank grips, which we ordered in black. Does that one goes on that side? No, I'm going to guess that's the other way around. I'll figure them out in a minute. Not that way. That way. Lovely. Which just breaks up that side, and also they are quite nice to ride with. So set them on there, which is good. Got brake lever guard for track day proofing the 999. Titanium sprocket nuts because they always look nice. Bar end slider to go on the end of there, so on the side that's not got the, and an indoor dust cover so that when I've got distracted and I'm fixing other bikes, I can keep my Ducati shiny and clean. And finally, a fork bottom protector, basically a wheel spindle sliders. So these lever guard protectors are now a mandated thing for a lot of track days. So you just have to have something. The theory is that it covers your lever and stops you tagging your brake lever on the back of another bike. Whether you like them or not, doesn't really matter. You have to have them on a track day for certain track day companies now. So got one there. Always important to make sure that afterwards the throttle still closes. Sometimes you might have to do a little bit of adjustment to the grip to make sure it doesn't bind up on there. So yeah, that's that one. Nicely clamped on, throttle still shuts. We are now track day proof. Right, now we are going to put the exhaust back on because I want to put the exhaust on so I can run it and make sure it all runs nicely after all this time apart, which is a properly exciting moment. We had the exhaust repaired by our mates over at Co-Built, Jeff, who did the exhaust for the Royal Enfield Meteor trials bike we built. He managed to do a really nice repair on the front of this box. These are properly expensive to buy still. I'm going to have a rummage for some bolts and bits and pieces. While I do that, enjoy a montage of Jeff the Magician working his magic on this Terminioni exhaust. Moment of truth. Can we get the silencer back on? Yes. Handlebar grip time. Again, I'm just basically picking things up off the bench and fitting them to the bike in no particular order. And at the moment, I'm just going to put some nice new handlebar grips on. I bought these little domino ones with a little red flash, nice subtle. Thought it'd be nice to have something, and like Domino's Italian, so fits with the bike nicely. And nice grips are always a nice thing, so I'm going to whack them on there, bit of glue under them, and then at least the bars will feel nice when I'm pushing it around the workshop. Now I've got, my posh Domino grip. I can put me snazzy Domino grip covers on because professional. Now, if you have bought one of the lovely Bike World hoodies, and if yours is any nearer greasy and horrible state as mine, there's one important workshop modification you must do. I literally was just drilling, and I watched the strings of my hoodie bouncing on the end of my drill bit and thought, life's too short for hoodie strings. So I'm giving you permission, all you out there that bought a hoodie, cut the strings off if you can use it in the workshop. They're flipping lethal. So we are at the final stage of this build now. There's a list we've been going through as we've assembled it today of random missing bits. One of them is the oil cap. I've typed it in already. Which is all chewed to pieces on this bike. So I'll order one from there. This is the eBay My Garage scheme, which has got the guaranteed fitment on it. So you can order stuff and it's guaranteed to fit your bike, which is, yeah, takes a lot of the guesswork out. It means it's A, it's much more likely to fit, and B, if it doesn't fit, you're going to get your money back in a hassle-free way, which is always nice. So I'm going to get one of them, add that to my basket, because I've got a few bits to buy. Radiator, so standard looking one, fancy raw alloy one, all with the eBay assured fit, which is awesome. So I'm going to go buy a radiator for one of them. Oh, do you want a black one or a grey one? I'm going to get silver. I like a silver radiator. I think that looks cooler. 100 quid. I can get them arrived. While I'm waiting for them, I'm going to tidy up the wire and loom, polish and clean and paint a few more bits, and then yeah, get out and ride it. I think we've plugged all the electric-y bits in the right place. They're not routed yet. I've just sort of left them in loose because I'm fairly sure I'm gonna find some more mistakes as we go. But yeah, there are a few bits where the connectors were identical and could have gone either way around, like working on an old Peugeot sometimes. But I did find a wiring diagram on the Ducati forum, so that has hopefully got these in the right place. So now I'm onto hoses. Again, like I said, I'm putting these manky old coolant hoses on, which are absolutely disgusting, and it's sort of killing me to put these on. But I want to flush the system through anyway, so might as well flush it through with the old hoses, and then when the new hoses arrive, I can have everything fresh, so there's no grit and clutter going into the new ones. But yeah, coolant hoses on, and then oil. Boom. This, my mistake, forgot to paint it. So this needs painting like we did the rest of the engine, but we're also waiting on a gasket still. So I'm gonna put this on with some RTV and then yeah, scrape that off, put a proper gasket on once I've painted it. But for the purposes of getting it running, a little water leak's not gonna be a problem. Spot on. Top the coolant out, chuck some fresh oil in. We've got some 100% synthetic Motul. Again, if we start using this for track days and stuff, I'll probably put the 300V like racing synthetic oil in. But this is like a first start up, get it warmed up, get it warmed through, make sure it all runs right. Again, I blocked off everything as best I could. There's always a chance that some soda could have got in there, so we'll get it to dissolve in this. Then we'll probably do another oil analysis once we've run the bike a couple of times. Make sure everything's happy. Then put some fancy 300V racing oil in, send it to the track. So obviously this thing has been completely apart and the oil cooler's been off. So we're gonna I'm just gonna crank it over before I plug any fuel into it and before I plug the spark plugs in. Hopefully that'll just turn it over enough and pump some oil into the oil cooler and we can get the level right. So I wanna try and get as much oil around the engine as possible before we actually let it combust anything. So this is going to be a little mini moment of truth. Before I do that, these are good batteries, but they only work if they're actually wired in. Turned on and it says 999S. Yes! It's sort of alive. Well, it turned over. Happy days. Well, that's a start. Right, we can do that a few more times then. And hopefully... that battery has been sat on this bike for 6 months, I think. And not been on a charger. Pretty pleased about that. Do that one more time, I reckon. Well, again, we're not ready to run it for any long amount of time. I'm definitely not ready to ride it, but I want to see this thing run. So I'm going to put the tank on, plug in the fuel pump, and see if we have a working Ducati or if we have a very nice ornament. Be honest, so I've cranked it over probably about 30 times just on the starter motor. I'm now priming the fuel pump load. I feel pushing my luck with this battery now. I need to pull a choke on. Now there's just all the other bits to put on, but that is a very good noise. She's running, she sounds sweet. Oil pressure came up. Coolant's dropped down in the level, so it's pumped that down a bit. So I'm going to top the oil up, top the coolant up, tidy my slightly sketchy wiring up because I just wanted to make sure everything ran. Throw the bodywork on, tighten up those last few bits, and go and ride it. That's been a long time coming. I just want to get it warm so I can do more than just little tickly revs, so I can do some rums, because this thing sounds so good. Oh, Ducati is coming back to the track very soon.